Best pod in the World Wide Web, best pod in the world. I said Ether from the Bleachers, episode 2. Y'all, we made it episode 2.
Derek Jeter.
And that's how I'm feeling today.
Good morning.
I have a great feeling. We have a great vibes today.
I feel good. I feel great. I feel the same way Juan Soto does. And why wouldn't I feel that way? We back, baby.
We back.
Welcome. Let's do this.
Yeah, man, how you doing? You good? I know you like that. I know you like that. How long you been back, man? I see the girls in the club, they're getting wild for me. And all the pretty chicks all wanna smile at me. These rap cats, man, they all got this style for me. And if I ever see them, man, they probably bow to me. And when this beat drop, I know they gon' lean. World debut, I know they gon' fiend. Everything Mississippi to the Palm Springs. Girls from brunettes down to blonde queens. These young boys don't know what a dawn mean. I'm just a bad boy, gone clean. I'm the diamond chain choker, always remain sober. Don't drink liquor and all the game's over. Need a plane, I explain it to my broker. 3 box in the hood, top down, and ain't over. You know there's more, man, where that come from? Me and Kuda Love rolling back to back in one. See the names have all changed since I've been around.
We getting started, y'all.
But the game ain't the same since I let that out.
That's what we told Juan Soto. Yes, sir. Best pod in the World Wide Web, best pod in the world. I said you are now listening to Ether from the Bleachers, episode 2. I am your not so humble, your problematic and narcissistic, your toxic host, Eddie Knapp. Happy to be here once again as we are the New York Yankees podcast that brings the smoke. But enough about me. Let me tell you about my brothers, though. Happy to have him back. I'm going to start with the official IG thotty of the pod. He has been out gallivanting the globe. That's why he wasn't here for pitches and catches. Pitches and catches happen. We got a baseball podcast. He was gallivanting the globe, being the IG thot that we love him to be. Juan, what's going on? Welcome back.
What's good? Glad to be back, man. Just here. Happy pitches catches started, man. We waiting for opening day. Let's go.
Pitches and catches. And today, my brother Tom Reyes' birthday. Happy birthday to Tom Reyes. We love you. And I will say this: position players reported today, which means we are officially underway. We got NFL out of here last week with the Super Bowl. We got the NBA out of here with that trash ass fucking
trash All-Star weekend.
All-Star weekend. That was horrible. Oh my God. NBA,
you can't even call that an All-Star weekend, bro.
What, and that brings me to the God Adi in 4K, looking luscious with the beard. What's going on, Adi? How are you?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Happy to be here. Good evening. You know what I mean? Maybe switch it up a little bit.
I've got good vibes. But real quick, that All-Star weekend, we always criticize baseball's All-Star because they don't do it during the weekend. But that NBA All-Star weekend was ass. Like, I mean, the only thing worthwhile for me was Sabrina versus Steph. That was the only thing I remember.
That dunk contest was horrible, bro. You saw Jaylen Brown?
Why don't he even do that anymore?
He dunked and then he after.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was so bad. Guys, it was so bad that I was watching. You can find the awful announcing clip if you follow them, a great account on Twitter. They broadcast the dunk contest, and during the dunk contest, missed the dunk. Like they were just talking, and like the camera was like playing off. They don't even give a shit about what's going on. It's ass. The NBA All-Star Weekend is terrible. I'm glad we got it out the way. I know NBA is gonna get hot again, towards the summer when they have their playoffs in the final. But right now it's baseball season. NBA, you taking a back seat. We got football to F out of here. We back, baby. We are back. So
We
I'm
back.
happy to see you, gentlemen. This is week number 2, episode number 2. Thank you to everybody who is tapping in, whether live or in passing. We appreciate the tapping, and please remember to give us a like, comment, subscribe, and share. Don't make that rare. We want to see you here. We are building this thing brick by brick, so we appreciate everybody for tapping in. All right, man. So, like I said, pitchers and catchers reported last week. Position players reported this week, and we got to talk about it, y'all. Where did Giancarlo Stanton go? Where did he go? I feel like I know where he went. He saw Poppy up on 183rd. He saw Fluffy from fucking Burnside. He is getting the blue magic, no cuts. No cut. He look crazy.
He looking lean, man.
Yeah.
He looking
It's the
good
Pilates,
though.
right?
It's the Pilates, man, and the yoga and shit. He probably went vegan or something. I don't know, man. He's looking good though. Hopefully, he heard those comments about the Cashman made about the injury bug. He ain't trying to catch that bug this year. He trying to be flexible and all that.
And he addressed that today, right? Did he say it? He's like, "Yo, I heard them. They know my response. So, hey, hopefully the leanness helps him stay healthy." And he's one of those dudes. If he pops, be careful. Be careful. Yep. He gonna remind you. He's hit over 35 home runs in the season. Bobby Cox.
Big facts. Yeah, so shout out to everybody in the chat. Bobby Cox, the resident hater. Our biggest fan, but the biggest Yankee hater. He just wants to remind us that Juan Soto has never hit more than 35 home runs. Obviously, he missed episode number 1. I know he fucks with us, and Juan, you know what? I was saying it to Adi because Adi and I made a bold prediction. We said that Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, over under combined home runs 90.5. I went over. Adi went all the way up and over. You as the resident gambler, you as the analytical fan dude. Well, that's nasty work, bro.
Going under. I'm thinking under.
You're going under? Oh,
yeah.
Conservative.
Bro, how is that conservative? You said 90.5, bro. That's
Judge hitting 55, bro.
Judge hits 50. I don't think Soto's gonna hit 40.
What?
55. That's
Soto's hitting line.
Nah, I think Judge hits double. I think Judge hits like 45 to 50. I think that's where Judge is at. And then I think Soto probably 32, 34 is fine. And that's still shorter than 90.
Nah, Juan went Soto hitting 40 and became sane. He became
we don't need the home runs to win.
That's a fact.
We don't need the home runs to win.
But Juan, he's not gonna be he ain't trying to hit home runs. That porch is
but if Soto's hitting home runs is bad because his swing, he's such a great hitter. He doesn't need to hit the ball. He drives the ball all fields. Like we don't want him to be a pool hitter where he's thinking about the porch and he's only trying to swing to right field fence. When he sprays the field, like that's where he's gonna be more efficient hitter. And we want him the high average with the high on base percentage so Judge could drive him in. We don't want him to try to get swing happy and then he's gonna hit. Let's say he hits 45 home runs. But then he's going to have a 260, 240 average. We don't want that. We don't want another home run hitter. We want someone that's going to be high on base, high average, and then contact, not striking out. Like, that's what we want. And, like, we know he wants to get his bag.
You're going to say home runs are bad.
I don't know about
home runs are bad. You got 3 other hits. All right, they're not bad. They're not bad. But I could agree here where it's like, you got 3 other guys that could hit home runs. You're going to have – if you put Soto in the 2 hole, which we all kind of agree, you got Judge in the 3. You got Rizzo batting 4 or 5. You got Stanton batting probably 5 or 6. GT, who's in his walkie, is batting probably 4 or 5. They're gonna hit. Each of them can hit over 30 home runs. You don't need Soto's 40 home runs. You can do fine with 30 if he gets a high average, because that's more RBIs for them. That's good.
I agree, but I would say this. I would say this. There's no universe where Juan Soto totals a career high in home runs, where that's a bad thing for the Yankees, right? So if Juan Soto is hitting home runs, that's not a bad thing. And for me, I don't know about you guys, I like to have my cake. I like to eat that shit too. So I fully expect Juan Soto to have a career high with home runs and still lead the league in fucking walks. Right? I'm not expecting him to, hit 207 for, and sacrifice that for the power. What I'm expecting to have happen is what Adi was saying is a lot of the line drives that he likes to hit, those gappers, because he's playing 81 games at Yankee Stadium, a lot of those gappers, they're going to squeak out of here. And so instead of hitting 31 home runs, he hits 37. 37 plus the 55, I think we're there. That's all I'm saying.
37 plus, nah. I don't think Judge hits 55 though, but it's fine. I don't care.
Double nickels. Judge is double nickels. I put the mortgage on that.
Bro, I want the average, man. Like, fuck the home runs. I want the high average and the high on base.
Judge almost won a triple crown when he hit 60 home runs.
No, I know. Yeah, but it's 60, bro. 60 is hard, bro. Like, to hit 60, it hasn't been done many times. Let's be like, sometimes we got to be realistic about these expectations. We want them to all have career years, but it's like.
But I agree with you. But you are acting like I'm saying something crazy. I don't think I'm saying nothing crazy. I'm saying because if Judge didn't break his face running into the wall at Dodger Stadium, if they built that place better, they put fucking padding on the outfield wall to protect the goddamn $1 million athletes that play there, Judge he makes another run. He was on or ahead of the same pace. So it's like saying Judge at double nickels. I think I'm being conservative. I think I'm Rush Limbaugh. I'm conservative as fuck right now. 55 for Judgy.
Yo, Juan,
that's obtainable, but I'm okay with 45 and hitting 280, 285, and then 130 RBIs with 400 on base percentage. Like that's what I want from Judge, and that's an MVP caliber year.
Bro,
agreed.
We agreed that we're gonna give this dude the bag. He got to come out lights out. So whatever he asked for, we could be like, yo, it's a bargain. Bro, you telling me if he goes over his career high of 35, still he's going to be doing his thing. So I need him to be lights out. He wants to be electric. I want to see electric. Electric means he's going to hit more than 35 in my book.
But he's not a home run hitter. Bro, he's not a home run hitter.
But we're talking about.
I agree. We agree.
He's a complete hitter, which means he does everything. He has the power to hit the home runs, but he has he has quick hands, but he has the speed to extend to get more doubles and triples.
Well,
and then he has the power to hit more fields.
100%. I agree with you. Dude, Gleyber Torres is not a home run hitter, and he was hitting him out.
Because Gleyber's trying to get paid.
25. Yeah. And Soto, what? He's here for vacation? He's trying to get paid.
So they're not trying to get paid. We got fucking Scott Boras.
Yeah. So I just think I agree.
So
with
how
you.
many home runs did? And we'll wrap up the. Go on. I'm sorry, Adi.
No, I was saying. No, go look at how many home runs he had last year, right? I think 35, over 35 is not that he's going to become, try to overdo it. It's just, bro, 88 games in Yankee Stadium, 80 whatever, 81 games. And if he plays every day like he should, I think he'll definitely,
That's
definitely get over 35 without trying to be a home run hitter.
He hit 35 last year. He hit 35 last year. So
I think that's where his is.
He hits two more with
37. I mean, I don't think he hits 40. Like I think he's gonna hit under 40 home runs.
No, I didn't say that either.
But I don't, because then I don't want him swinging for the fences every at bat. Like that's the thing. Because he brings more.
I agree.
Like he's gonna give us more value if he's on base as opposed to home runs.
No, I'm with that. I'm not saying we brought him in to be a home run hitter.
We let Jody.
He can hit. You're making him happy, bro. You're waking the beast.
I mean, because I agree with him on that part.
I'll tell you this: we have given Jody far too much control over the start of this pod. He has this pod in shambles with his Juan Soto. I never hit more than 35 home runs. He hit 35 last year. I don't think it's a stretch to say he hits a couple more. And if I've got Judge doing Judge things as I do, I don't think it's a stretch to expect him to hit over 90 home runs. But and so that was a good, fun little debate that we did not even have on the agenda there. But I will say this really quick: we were laughing about Crackhead G about how he looks, but there's another guy who looks to be in phenomenal shape, Carlos Rodon. He's one of those guys that is on my list here, and so I'll bring up my clusters of guys that have to prove it, right? And so Carlos Rodon, Marcus Stroman, Giancarlo Stanton, and so it's from not a surprise that 2 to 3 guys on the prove it list showed up, having dropped some pounds, dropped some weight, kind of coming in here. And so Rodon looks like he is in phenomenal shape. I read somewhere that he was touching 97 miles per hour when he did his first bullpen. And that's important because last year at this time when he came into camp, he was clocking around 92. So early returns sound good for Carlos Rodon. He looks good. The ball is coming out of his hand the way we would expect it to. So what do we think here? Stanton dropped some weight. Rodon dropped some weight as well, both on the proven list. I'll go to Adi first.
Hey man, I just think that they, they clearly listened to the pod and they saw that we put them on the proven list, so they came to work. I mean, Rodon, I think it's great as a fan to hear that he came in shape compared to last year, that he's hitting, higher velocity than last year. And as a fan, and I think you guys would agree, we just want him to keep his head down and put in the work. That's all we asking. Put in the work. And by those 2 steps of coming in lean, coming in right, and and hitting his velocity, right now, I'm okay with that. And I'm happy to see that.
No, yeah, I agree. Rodon was my I think we had a pod like a few weeks ago where we spoke about the Yankees that we want to have great years. And I had Rodon and so I feel like Rodon went with Stanton and they were working out together. They got on the same diet. They're looking good, and they have to prove it more than Stroman. I don't think Stroman has to prove anything because I think he's like gonna be a great addition to the clubhouse because of the energy he brings. That's gonna be how he proves it. I think he's gonna be very positive as far as like the energy the Yankees need, that type of attitude, that dog type of attitude. With him and Cortez on the rotation and in the clubhouse, they're gonna bring the fun back to the Yankees or back to baseball. But Rodon, I feel like he has to prove it more, and I think he's gonna have a great year. And I gotta give a shout out to Eric because our boy Eric, because a few days ago he was talking shit about Rodon, talking about he won't get like under a 5 ERA, which I think it was he won't do better than last year, he said. So I feel like he's gonna do definitely better than, I think he'd get an under 4.5 ERA for this year, and with that, which is basically 6 innings to 3 runs, which is a quality start. So I think he's more than capable of doing that, and if he does under 4, that would be amazing. But I think Rodon is gonna have a great year. And if Stan stays healthy, we're going to be fine because there's not going to be as much pressure on him because Judge is going to be healthy the whole year and Soto is going to be healthy. So we're going to be good where he could do a lot of damage in the back end of the lineup. So that's my take with them two.
The 2 fitness, the fit bros.
I'm glad that and what I want to just pull up here, and so anybody watching us live on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, you can see Rodon throwing a live BP here to a left-handed batter. I'm not sure who the left-handed batter there was. We can see he looks like he's in great shape, and the clip just switched to Stroman facing Everson Pereira. But look, the fact that the early returns on Rodon are coming up aces. not only, hey, right now everybody's in the best shape of their lives, but when you're telling me that his fastball, his stuff, what they are actually clocking, the science of this of the damn thing, is saying that, hey, he is light years ahead of where he was at this point last year. That bodes extremely well for the Yankees. And so, and I agree with you, Juan. You know, for me, I put the guys that I put on the prove it list for me are guys that that have some sort of contentious relationship with the fan base, right? And so I think it's important for each of these three guys to get off to hot starts, get off to good starts, right? Stroman, he's got to have a good April, because fact of the matter is there is still a cluster of the fan base. They're not on this pod, but there's a cluster of the fan base that is still kind of holding on to some animosity, and they're not going to cheer for him until he forces it out of them. And so
he
this love-hate relationship with the fan base, and so you know he needs to also get off to a good start to get the fans off his back. But I agree in terms of the three. I think Stroman is the guy that's going to have the best year out of those three, and he's the guy I'm least worried about. I'll say that out of the proven group.
Yeah,
he's the guy. I agree with you, Juan. He's the guy I'm least worried about out of that proven group. So all right, that is Rodon. And so and then really quickly, Stroman, he showed up to pitchers and catchers with what, the 1998 World Series hat on. We talked about that, and then I think he was watching the Garrett Cole, and I'm going to put up that B-roll now. The Garrett Cole bullpen that he threw in the rain, and how sick is that? Fucking Garrett Cole just throwing a bullpen in the goddamn rain, the Cy Young, reigning Cy Young Award winner. But they cut to Marcus Stroman sitting idly by just watching this, with just a look on his face like, holy shit, this guy really is him. So I love to see that. You can see that right there on the screen. It's like, whoa, like what the fuck am I watching right here? The intensity, this everything. This is this guy's first bullpen coming out of a Cy Young. And so, but what I love about the Stroman clip there is he's got another Yankees shirt on. It's I think a 2004 or whatever year opening day with all the shirts with all the faces on it. This guy is so happy to be here, and as a Yankee fan who loves his team, I can't tell you how happy I am to have somebody who's happy to be here. Like it's fucking great.
Yeah, it's becoming like just a song we sing every time we get on this pod, right? Like he definitely, at least for me, I'm with you, Ed. He won me over day one, and it hasn't disappointed. So the whole
keeps doing the right thing.
I agree with you though, right? He's on that prove it list because there are some fans that are still hurt for the things he said when he wasn't in pinstripe. I'm one of those fans that once you're in the pinstripes, welcome. But he's doing the right thing. He's saying the right thing. I think other players could take notes from Stroman on how to deal with New York and how to, show your emotions correct. And I think he speaks to a different crowd. And I'm liking it.
No, yeah, I agree. I think he's glad to be here. Like genuinely, he's happy to be here. He took probably a little less money to play with in his hometown with his hometown team. He's a fan of the Yankees, so he was bitter before that. That's why he had that New York swag. So he was coming at dudes on Twitter and whatnot. So as long as he stays like someone on his publicist controls his Twitter account, like we'll be good because he don't got to say nothing stupid.
I don't know when you were out there overseas. I don't know if you saw his tweet. He was like, "Yo, don't worry. You ain't gonna find me. Hey, yo, family, I love you. Don't call me. I ain't gonna answer my messages. I ain't gonna message nobody. I ain't gonna block Eddie Naps. I'm about my business. I'll see you at the Macy Day Parade, Thanksgiving, Bible time." He said it.
That's exactly what he said. He said, "I'm ring chasing with the squad. If you family and I don't get to your message, I'm logging off social media," which tells me that he's not going to be going back and forth with fans. In fact, I've been seeing a lot of reports of Yankee fans on Twitter. I'm on the Yankees Twitter. I'm heavy in there. Follow me on Eddie Baseball on Twitter or X. There's a Yankees Twitter community. And a lot of folks have been coming out and saying, Stroman has unblocked him. Now, he has not unblocked me yet, Marcus Stroman, we're working on that. I'm working on a video. I'm working on an official apology because I'm a big believer that if the disrespect comes in public, the apology also needs to come in public. So I'm working on an apology blog that's going to live on this channel to Marcus Stroman in hopes that we get unblocked. But he's doing a great job. He's unblocked a lot of people. He just hasn't gotten to me yet. You know what I mean? He'll get to Eddie Knapp at some point.
I think it's because you haven't put the do-rag on, bro. That's why.
That's it.
He's waiting for the do-rag. He's waiting for the do-rag.
Hey, home opener.
So then that's when he's going to unblock you.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Oh, man. All right. So, keeping on not pitchers to catch the position players reporting. Among those was Juan Soto, and so he not only showed up to the official reporting day to get his workout in, he showed up in a Juan Soto shirt, just in case you didn't know who the fuck it was walking into the Yankee complex. You didn't know who this beautiful Dominican man is with the muscular arms and the beautiful skin. He got the Juan Soto across the chest, just in case you needed a reminder who the F this was. And because he's a big star, he was nice enough to sit down and do an opening press conference. This time not by Zoom. So we've got a picture of Juan Soto in Yankee gear with the Yankee presser backdrop behind us. So I've got a couple of clips. And so I want to talk. So I want us to break down each clip. The first clip here, he's talking about how he is enjoying being a Yankee. He's enjoying the communication and the open dialogue that he's had with the organization and Aaron Boone. And I believe he said it's been A1, which I believe bodes well for our hopes to sign him in the offseason. But here's Juan Soto.
The managers are.
And how has the communication from the Yankees been since the trade about preparation different from what you experienced in the past?
I think the communication has been 1A. Actually, the manager's Aaron Boone. He's been right there every time since I got traded. He was on point every time. He was doing his job. He was keeping me updated about everything that he's been thinking. He just the communication has been unbelievable. As we've seen, it's the first day. We haven't get to follow the schedule or anything, but it's been really cool. It's been really nice so far. Go back.
Yo, peep the shirt though, bro. You know that's a
There we
schmeedy.
have it. Go. Hey, yo,
You got the good.
hold on, and look at the arm. Look at the arms,
You
B.
bought that at Dykeman.
Look at the arms.
It's a 207 shirt.
That's a fact. That's the overseas. That is the overseas large. That's the overseas size and chart. Overseas size and chart. That's a fact. That wasn't in inches. That was in cm. That was in centimeters. That was in centimeters. But yeah, I mean that. But I mean he looks good. He sounds good. And again, Juan, tell me what you think. I think because you have been big on, hey, this is the guy that we have to build our future around. With Judge, and that's our 1-2 punch going forward. This is our core. To feel that, hey, the early returns is I love the communication. I love the relationship I have with the organization and Aaron Boone. That's got to make it feel good.
It does, man, because this is our guy. I've been on Soto since those rumors started. I've been all in on Soto, wanting to sign him long term. I feel like he's a complete hitter, and he said everything you want to hear from someone, just joining a team. He looks happy to be here, and his responses have been good. And I think the biggest communication probably Boone has been talking to him about is convincing him how the number 2 slot is going to be more beneficial to him and the Yankees than the 3 slot, even though I'm sure he ain't putting up a fight, but because everyone knew that was a big issue in San Diego. So I feel like he's giving him the numbers and how he sees it. He's going to alternate him 2 and 3, but probably the majority of the time he's going to be in that 2 slot.
And Juan, I'm glad you said that, because the very next clip is him talking about his thoughts on the lineup. But real quick, hey Johnny, Bobby Cox, watch your mouth. I said 37, not 36. 37 home runs for Juan Soto next year. Watch your mouth. You heard? But here is Juan Soto talking about where he sees himself hitting in the Yankee lineup.
We don't know yet. I talked with Booney about it and everything. He's trying to figure out the lineup and see how it's gonna be. He's gonna let me know, but definitely any spot I'm gonna be, I think it's gonna be fun. As the lineup that we have is just a big and deep lineup that we have. So any part of the lineup that I hit, I'm gonna be fine with it.
So there you go. Any part of the lineup, he's going to be fine with it. And I think there's another quote in the next clip that I'm going to say that kind of alludes to Juan, what you were saying, that he would be comfortable, even though he doesn't like it, but hitting in that 2 spot. But Adi, really quickly, what do you think about what he's saying here in terms of where he's going to hit, where he wants to hit? And how do you feel?
No, I feel like this is what we need, right? As a Yankee, that noise about him wanting to bat third, that he was unhappy in San Diego because he wanted to bat third, that his agent said he wanted to bat third, all this talk, he squashed that right now. And I think he did it what we're used to and accustomed to with the Yankees. He mentioned the manager, mentioned that, wherever you put me, we're going to be good. We're a deep lineup. He's saying the right things, which to me leads me to believe he's on board and he's in line with what the Yankees are trying to do. And although he might not like it, he's not going to let it show. And I think these are the little tests to show us that he's about this life, and he's about his bag, right? He knows what's at stake, and he's here to show us that he is worth that bag. So I love it. I think what he's saying, hey, that's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear like, hey, but wherever they put me, I prefer this, or he didn't put his foot in his mouth. And I think for that, I give him a grade A.
Agreed. He's handling all these questions well. Everything he said has been kind of spot on. How you feeling about that, Juan?
No, I love it, and it's just something that I feel like as players and people get older, you grow to understand the media and how to control it. Especially in New York, it's not gonna I feel like his agent or probably family he got in New York, they know, and players know how the media is in New York, so they're trying to control the narrative as they like to say, and he wants to be as known as someone who's more, I guess, respectful and going to be a team player than being all for himself, even though he's trying to get that bag at the end of the year.
Yep. No, agree 1,000%. And no matter where he hits, second or third, he is going to hit right next to the captain, Aaron Judge. They're going to be, one of the best 1-2 combinations in baseball, one of the most potent, back-to-back hitters that you have in this league. And so here's Juan Soto talking about his, what he expects his relationship with Aaron Judge to look like.
The strike zone pretty well. I think both knows the strike zone pretty well. I think it's gonna be or 2 walks or it's gonna be 2 gappers, but it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be great. Definitely, if I'm hitting in front of him, I'm gonna try to be as much as I can on the bases so he can do his job and he can drop the hammer to the ball.
Can you learn from each other?
Yeah, definitely.
So really quickly, I want to stop that there. Hold on, I want to stop that there because that speaks to specifically the fact that he has given thought to the fact that I might hit second, I might hit in front of Judge. And so if that happens, my job is to do this. My job is to get on base. My job is to, and Juan, it feeds right into what you were saying and the fact that, hey, I'm not a home run hitter. That's not what Judge is the power guy, but with us, it's either going to be 2 walks or 2 gappers, right? So I love just that mentality and that mindset. And so whether you hit him second or third, I think he's going to be able to adjust. And so, when he's hitting second, I think, he's going to focus more on the on-base stuff. And when he's hitting third, he might be, looking to drive the ball a little bit more. And so he'll be in the driver's seat a bit more. And so I think maybe Booney's, maybe Booney's job is going to be figure out a way to mix and match those two and get great production out of 2-hole Soto and 3-hole Soto. And if you can maximize both of those, then holy shit, you've got a potent offense. But I loved what he said right there.
And he's just a power guy. He's been doing this thing for a long time. I can pick it up a couple things, and even from Yankee Stadium, pick it up what he thinks where the ball is gonna carry more, and where we can see where we can hit the ball better and take our advantage, And I definitely can help him out with anything that he needs. I don't think he needs much, but anything that he wants to know, I can help it out with. I'll be there for him.
Chris.
I'll be there for you. So there you go. Looking forward to work with the captain, whether he's hitting second or third. Adi, what do you think?
Yo, I honestly wish that some of these press conference they asked him the same question in Spanish and let him rip in Spanish, right? Because I felt like you could see that he was holding back, and the things that we want to hear as a fan, the passion and stuff like that, gets lost in translation. I give him mad props for doing it in English. But you could see, I don't know, somebody who speaks Spanish or someone that, I'm Dominican, you don't know, now you know. But it's one of those things that you could see that he wants to say a little bit more. But he's focused. He's laser focused on talking about Judge, talking about all the good things that Judge does. And the question was kind of like, would they learn from each other? And he's like, yo, there's not much to learn, from each other because he's great. And I think that that kind of energy is what we want. And like what Juan been saying all along, is like, yo, this is the dude. He's showing it. The day one is coming in. Actually, just real quick, he came in yesterday and that girl or like that reporter asked him and they were expecting that good morning. And he's like, no. I'm not supposed to be here today. Right. So he was at camp yesterday before the reporting day and he didn't do the good morning stuff. So, I mean, it's just those little things that you're like, yo, it's the right dude.
Yeah, locked in. How you feeling, Juan?
No, I feel like they're gonna both help each other, because they're both great hitters, and great hitters they pick up things from pitchers. I don't know, pitchers to pitches, how they see the ball, how they attack the zone, or how they attack their approach and their approach when they play in certain fields or certain parks. It's gonna be different at all times, and so that's always good when you have two of the best pure hitters in the game. Hitting back to back, they're only going to be able to pick up from one another than anything else, because it's a blessing. It's like you're playing with two of the top top 10 hitters in the game, and they can only benefit from one another.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
And just to add, real quick, Ed, to Juan's point, right? It's those things of that high IQ of these great hitters that it only got to be that Judge will be like, yo, look at this. And the adjustment is there. And I think both of them being so locked in that they could give that to each other or receive it from each other is, it's scary. If I'm on another team, I'll be scared.
No, and I love the fact that he was like, hey, Judge doesn't have much to learn or much to learn, but anything that he does want to know, I'm here. And that's not hyperbole. Juan Soto is one of the few guys that could walk into the clubhouse and Judge is going to be like, hey, game recognized game. Let me pick your brain a little bit, right? Like I expect them both to kind of pick up game from each other, and I love that. And so part of the reason why I've got Soto, hitting a couple of more home runs is, hey, maybe Judge, tells him, hey, on certain days the ball really takes off to right field, and Soto kind of, alluded to that, like, hey, he can really help me in certain areas of just how to know the ballpark and things of that nature. So these guys playing off of each other, it's going to be fun to watch. And the only thing is, we hope that they both stay healthy, because 162 of both of those guys hitting 2 and 3. It's going to be amazing to watch. From the and not just the gappers and the home runs and the shuffles, but the way these guys attack at bats and take pitches and work pitchers and spit on that close 0-2 slider that is hard to take. I cannot wait to watch both of these guys back to back just put on master clinics of how to work pitchers. I can't wait to see it. And you know who's gonna be the beneficiary of it outside of the three of us, the Rizzos and the Torres and the rest of those guys, because both of these guys are gonna see a ton of effing pitches. It's gonna be great.
That's exactly that. I was gonna say the same thing. That's a great point you bring up because we're just talking about Judge and Soto, but they're two great hitters already. So there's like very little that they're gonna learn more. But like Verdugo's coming in, another high base on guy. So like maybe being a lefty and then Rizzo, another high base on guy. Like they can learn more from Soto than anything else, and then it puts less pressure on everyone else. Where they don't feel the pressure on them. So then it's gonna be more impactful for the Yankees, and it's gonna lead to more runs and more production. So I feel like that's, and then another one that we're not really talking about is Dominguez. They're Dominican guys, and the culture could help a lot. That could hit, and Soto's swing could help him, and how he sees the ball and everything. It's only going to be best to help the young guys as well.
Yeah, I think right on, Juan, and a lot to do with that is that when the pressure because of Soto and Judge take pressure off of the other dudes, they can strive. Last year's issue was that everybody had to be that dude. Everybody was trying to be that dude because there wasn't, right? Once Judge went down, like I think this is a great year for Volpe's, another one, right? Dude, you're going to be hitting ninth at the bottom of the lineup. Like, yo, do you? And I think Juan and Ed, that's the great point, right? The attention being on Soto and Judge only helps the other dudes. We're talking about Pilates, Giancarlo Stanton out there, right? People forget. Him with no pressure in there, just doing damage. That would be amazing at the bottom half.
Don't let Stanton start running into. Don't let Stanton start running into a couple. Don't let Rizzo start getting hot from the left side of the plate. Right, like don't let some of these things start to happen, because then you start getting into this can be really special territory, right? And so we want to make sure that we keep things as even tempered as possible. But it's hard not to dream when you think about the upside of a lot of the guys in these different cliques for success. If these if we have one of these years where a lot of these guys reach their the higher end of their potential. The Yankees have, a potential to be really special offensively. I mean, and again, that all starts with the 2 and the 3 setting the tone, spinning on pitches and doing damage when the time comes. So I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. But it's hard to really put a fine, grade on, and say, hey, this is the finished team, because one, as you know, Cashman likes to tinker, and we always look forward to the trade deadline for an opportunity to add on any pieces that are missing. But it's hard to look that far ahead when so many impactful free agents are still kind of hanging out there like a fucking matzo ball. And so, one of the guys that we've been talking about incessantly on this pod, I think I've gone back, 2, 3, 4 pods now in a row, talking about the fact that, hey, the longer this plays out and the closer we get to pitchers and catchers, if Blake Snell is not signed, I would come back, re-engage, and try to see if there is some sort of a short-term high AAV deal that we can work out to help Boris and his client save face and really give the Yankees that last push that they need over the edge, particularly in the rotation. So Mark Feinsand, formerly of Yankees.com, I think he's now covers the Yankees for the Daily News, said this: Blake Snell has an offer on the table from the Yankees, per source, though the Angels and Giants remain possibilities for the reigning NL Cy Young Award winner. Everybody who's listened to this pod knows where I stand. Blake Snell makes all the sense in the world for the 2024 New York Yankees. But with this new news that the Yankees are now re-engaged. What do you think, Juan?
So I've always been on the short end for the Snell deal. You know, the 2 years, 3 years high AV with the opt outs, but after like looking into it, like I don't think it's as beneficial as we think it is because it's gonna cost us a lot. So what I mean by that is basically the Yankees are the last 2 or 3 years they've been over the tax threshold for the salary. For there was like 297 million. They went over the luxury tax. So let's say if they offer, for example, Snell a 1 year, 2 year, $30 million deal, like that's gonna put them at like $330 million, which is gonna be paid that 30 million is gonna be paid at 110%. So basically, we're gonna give Snell 30 million, then we're gonna be essentially paying $63 million for Snell. So like that's like, then we're gonna be paying 33 over, that much in the luxury tax. So it's like, is it worth it? So it's gonna be equivalent to 63 million. And then also since the Padres offered him the qualifying offer, like they said that it will cost us a 2nd and 5th round pick in the draft, plus $1 million in the international like signing pool, which I feel like that's probably a lot more than what people may think because they only get like 5 or 6 mil to sign international players, and the Yankees always use basically all their money to sign like 1 or 2 players, like the biggest prospects. So like I feel like that's a lot more than what it's gonna cost us. So like I would love that idea, and if they do that, that means the Yankees are literally all in because they're accepting the fact that they're gonna have to pay this money in the luxury tax. So I like the idea of it, but realistically, I'm okay if they don't do it. And then I know we're gonna go into it. There's another person that I would rather sign instead of Snell, and I'll leave that for later on. But yeah, I don't. That's just my take on it. Adi, what you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm with you on that. I think the fact that the Yankees are still engaged is a sign of like they're still putting in work, right? They're not done. I mean, in other places around town, you don't hear anything of what's going on. So at least that the Yankees are making moves, that the Yankees are still in it, is helpful. And to Juan's point, I give him credit for going back on the table with Snell, right? Like, yo, we offered him a pretty big bag, and I'm kind of like, whoa, I'm happy he didn't accept that first offer, right? So I think in that sense, it's a good thing. Would he add to us? 100%. And especially at this point right now, we feel like, yo, maybe he gets here on the cheap, maybe on the 1 year deal. So it ain't a bad look. But to say that the Yankees are done, you can't, right? Because now, oh damn, the Yankees there's an offer out there. That's what, right? That's the reports. I mean,
Yeah.
since like 7:30, there's an offer out there. So I mean, with Cashman, who everybody loves to bash, is showing that he's still trying to or attempting to make moves. And for fans to be like, oh, we haven't done anything, all we did was get Soto, Cashman is working. It ain't that he's sleeping in a sleeping bag, in Times Square. He's putting in that work. So, there's other people that wish that the GM was putting out work out there and trying to get, snag those free agents. So that's my take. I hope he accepts a Carrera type deal, but we shall see.
And look, Juan hit it on the head. It's like, yo, are you all in, right? And so, yeah, I hear it, the luxury tax and the backup, but you know what? You're the fucking Yankees, and that has never stopped the Yankees before for when they find a deal that is palatable, is worth it, and they have a chance to go win a championship. They'll strike while the iron is hot. And so it's one thing where you're saying, hey, I've got to make an investment in this guy for 7 years at 30 plus 30, 35, 31, $32 million a year. I don't want to do that for 7 years. But if you're telling me now, there's a 1, 2, 3 year deal on the table, sure. All right. You know what? Paying this luxury tax, I don't like to do it, but I'm not locking myself in long term, and this really does help this team, go from
level up.
really, really good to, hey, they might be the favorites to win the East. Right? Might be the favorites to win the East. And so I think when you're in that type of a situation and you're the Yankees and you're all in, like you've told the fan base. I'm not making it up. Juan's not making it up. I's not making it up. They've told the fan base we are all in. Well, hey, then be all in. We're not telling you to be stupid and give 9 years. We're saying, hey, if the market should fall back down, don't let the luxury tax be a reason why we don't win a championship. And so I don't think it's unrealistic for Yankee fans to say, hey, if he's willing to come down off 9 years and say, hey, I'll do 32 for the next 2, I'd be hot if he signs that deal and goes elsewhere. I'd be hot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We could live with that. We could live with that because it's short-term deals, just like with Stroman, like it's short-term investments, and like that they get off the books. If it don't work out, it was worth it. It was well worth it. But
it was worth
I feel like I like that we're active. Like we're not saying no. We're not saying we're saying yes. And if we get the right offer, then we'll take it. If not, then thank you, and we'll see what else we can get. If there's anyone else we could sign, or we'll start opening day with what we got, and then if we got to make a trade, we make a trade because we got a lot of guys in the farm system that we can deal at the trade deadline. There's always going to be pitches available, coming July and August.
Agreed. Agreed. So I think we are in lockstep there. So we'd love to see the Yankees go after Snell. We'll see where he ends up. But I will say this: I would put a deadline on that. I'd like to see that by the end of the week type deal. I don't want to get into a situation where you sign the guy in the middle of camp, right? So you know what? I'll say here by the end of the month, by next Thursday, the 29th, by February the 29th, by our next episode here, Snell should be a Yankee, or you know what? Hey, good luck, bro. Because y'all
be putting mad pressure. Y'all be putting mad pressure. Let him, bro. I feel like the longer it waits, the more money comes down. So it's like, all right, this is our offer.
But then you're getting a guy that got to rush. But then he got to rush. Then he got to rush through camp. He will get hurt. He already don't go. More than 5 innings. So now he's gonna have a truncated. Not for the pitchers. Pitchers need that shit.
No, in April, April and May, they still growing. They're still building up their stamina. So it's like, what he's gonna pitch instead of 6 innings, he's gonna pitch 4 1/3.
I love this. I love this. Yo, my man Juan a couple of weeks ago was like, hell no with Snow. Leave his ass, his 5-inning ass over there.
No, that's because the money is the years. It's like if you get him the short-term deal, I'm okay with it. But besides that, no, I would not offer him the 5 or 6 year 150. I wouldn't offer that to him at all.
No,
like that shit is off the table. We got 2 years, 100%. 60 mil. Like take that.
Yeah,
opt out after this year if you want.
That this offseason, I like the fact, right? Like you said, at first it's like a hell no, but the fact that we still working it, we still trying to work it, then it's like it brings you around. At first you were like, hell no, this dude doesn't pitch past the 5th inning. But now you're like, yo, well, the way you guys are working it right now, I can see it. And that's negotiation, right? Yeah. Juan from 3 weeks ago to now has moved. Hopefully Snell has as well, But the fact that it's that Cashman is staying active, we gotta give props where props is due. The same way we shit on him when you got Rendon talking wow, you know what I mean? So, hey, I like the way we moving. I like my man Cash is back at it. I don't know if he told anybody to suck his dick yet, but yeah, man, keep going, bro. We making moves. This is our city. I don't want to hear nothing in the beginning of the season. Oh my God, whose city is this? Where did you guys? No, this is a Yankee town. Sorry,
always gonna be.
Well,
Yankee
no, that's
town.
a fact. Well, I mean, and it's a Yankee town because the other team in town. Shout out to the Mets. No disrespect. Shout out to the Mets. But I feel like the Mets got some of my favorite Yankees on the team. They just signed Luke Voigt. Like, the Mets got all my favorite. Low key, the Mets might have more of my favorite Yankees than the Yankees. I ain't gonna hold you. They might have more. Oh man. But Juan alluded to it. I alluded to it on the last pod. We've kind of been putting it off, but he is still hanging out there. Shocker. And he's still
my guy,
begging.
free my guy.
There's another gentleman that is available, a free agent. He is not a Scott Boras representative, but he, like the Scott Boras folks, does not have a job. But it is not tied to anything on the field or any concerns about money. Of course, we are talking about Trevor Bauer. So if you don't know who, if you've been living under a rock, Trevor Bauer, obviously a former Cy Young Award winner, a really talented pitcher who found himself in some hot water off the field with some allegations, multiple allegations from multiple women of sexual abuse, sexual assault, trigger warning. But that he was accused, and so he went to court with one of his accusers, and that case has now been dismissed to what a lot of people believe is in the favor of Trevor Bauer. So before I go to Juan and Adi on their thoughts of Trevor Bauer, I figured, as I told Trevor on Twitter when him and I went back and forth, the Ether Pod would give him a fair shake, and so he declined to come on the pod, but here he is in his own words, kind of discussing it. So this is a long clip, ladies and gentlemen, so please bear with me, but here is, I think it's important to get the Trevor Bauer's side of things. So here's about 3 minutes of Trevor Bauer discussing what he's been through.
Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What?
Technical.
Yo, Ed, can't hear you, Ed.
Next victim, star pitcher for
I was
the
muted,
Dodgers.
that's why.
A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said. Being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million, read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you 50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I've done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court, and during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team. Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world, or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. Yeah. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsey Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place. Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard. And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsey Hill, or anyone else for that matter. So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me. Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than Lindsey Hill could ever pay me in her entire life. And I knew that would be the case going in. But the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded, at which point Lindsey Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case, something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021. So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled. Now, over the last 2 years, I've been forced to defend my integrity and my reputation in a very public setting. But hopefully this is the last time I have to do so, as I prefer to just remain focused on doing my job, winning baseball games and entertaining fans around the world. So today, I'm happy to be moving on with my life.
All right, there you have it. Trevor Bauer, in his own words, kind of breaking down his ordeal with one of the accusers. And it is worth noting that he served a suspension, I believe, of 194 games. And he is currently an unrestricted free agent who has publicly stated that he will pitch for the league minimum with performance incentives. So there is no financial risk for the team to be assessed here. So this is strictly he's available. We know that he is an above at least an above league average pitcher, and when he is at his best, he is a Cy Young Award contender. Yet we sit here on February 19th. Pitchers and catchers and now position players have reported for all teams, and he has not been made an offer by any of the 30 major league teams. So I will kick it to Juan first, because I know you want to get on this. What are your thoughts here on first what he said, and make the case as to why you think he should be back in baseball and why the Yankees should be the ones to give him the second chance?
Well, everyone that knows me and is in any baseball chats, I've been saying this since day one. Free Bauer. Free Bauer. My dude has done nothing wrong. He's just freaky in bed. Like, that's his only crime he committed, was that he's freaky in bed. He likes that sadistic shit. He likes to choke, punch bitches. Like, that's what he wants. He wants that 50 Shades of Grey. That he wants the 50 Shades of Grey. Like, that's what he wants. And since 2021, I feel like he's been shit out of luck. Like, he got these allegations. She's trying to come for the bag. She said she's gonna be a whore, and she slept with like three other guys from the Padres already. So she was just trying to get the bag from him, and like he was wrongfully, convicted and all this. And it's like the only thing he did was he has rough sex with her. And then she took it to another level to try to get the bag on him. And I've been saying that from jump, that Free Bauer, he should have never had to go to the Japan. I feel like he should have been able to pitch here. When he's pitching, I feel like he's way more above average. He's an ace. Like, he's a legit ace. Top 20. He's a top 20 pitcher. And then when he's on, he's top 10. He's a top 10 pitcher. And he's openly said that he would sign the league minimum, which is like 500 or 750,000, something like that. But he wants to have incentives. So it's like, if he hits 200 innings, I want another million. I don't know. I'm just throwing numbers out. I hit another million. If I win 10 games, I win another million. Like, he wants this incentive contract, which he's always been the thing I liked about him, because he's very open about how he is. And he said it before all this happened, when he signed that 3-year deal with the Dodgers. He said he wanted to play a year. Every year he wants to be a free agent, and he wants to sign high average per season, but just on a 1-year deal. He wants to do 1-year deals for the rest of his career. And I think like that's perfect. So it's like, you got to prove it. The only thing is just the negative media that's gonna come with it. But I mean, the Yankees, I feel like it'll work to them, because they already had Herman and Chapman. Like, those are two cases where they had domestic violence in it, where these guys were actually guilty, and they got suspended for a lot less. And I just feel like with him, the only thing you need the okay is from Cole. Like, if Cole checks off on this, then we do it. If he doesn't, then I'm okay with like passing him. But like you said, him and Cole and Bauer said they squashed their beef. So if they squash their beef, let's bring him on for league minimum, and he's gonna be better than Snell anyway. So and we're gonna get him for a fraction of what we would give Snell, and then we could potentially sign him, longer term after that. But I'm all for free my man Bauer, man. Adi, what you think?
Yo, so with Juan, 100% since Juan brought it up, I did my little, diving into the rabbit hole. Like, yeah, why not Trevor Bauer, right? I mean, I think the fact that this is an ugly, and it was in people's court in a sense, right? What happened? Nobody's paying attention to what the lawsuits or what's going on legally, right? Everyone just made their opinion the first time they heard that he swung on her, or the first couple of pictures that came out, right? Wasn't it like some pretty bad pictures of her that came out 2 years ago or whatnot? Listen, how many times, not just the Yankees, in America do we give people a second chance? This dude deserves a second chance. He's letting you know he'll do it for peanuts. Because like Juan said, I was on the Snell train from the get. But if you telling me we don't have to worry about that 30 mil, 60 mil, and we could give this dude, invite him to spring training. That's all you got to do. Invite him to spring training. Give him an invite to start it off. But this is a dude who shown he could pitch. Pitching is premium right now, and he's not being touched. God knows why. I know the MLB investigation still hasn't really concluded, right?
No, he's free to sign with anybody. He's free to sign with anybody, but no one wants to touch him because of that. And I think it has a lot more to do with they're not a fan of him because he's very outspoken. So it's not like it was somebody who's a hush hush person and then just freaky, but he's very he goes against the grain on a lot of things. So I think that's why all right, he's not a golden boy, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think he fits for the Yankees in that sense, right? Like, you're talking about a team that has a Judge, that has now a Juan Soto, that has a Cole. If Cole could sign this, no pun intended there, it's kind of like you're gonna put him at the end of the rotation. He needs to be quiet. He needs to also agree to jumping on board, right? And why wouldn't he? All he wants is that second chance. So you put whatever restrictions, you want me to delete whatever, you want me to not be on social media, give it to me. Now give me my incentives. So it's a win-win, I think, for the Yankees, especially when you're trying to show that you're all in, or like Boone likes to call it, hell bent, right? Isn't that what Boone says? He wants to be hell bent in winning a championship. These are the moves that you got to make. And if it's successful, then you're a genius. If it's not, you can just say, we tried. League minimum, who wouldn't sign this dude?
And you just cut him. That's it.
Well,
I'm with Juan in terms of get the leaders of the team to fully show who's the leaders, to co-sign homeboy and give him a shot.
Yeah, I mean, and so if you just take what you heard from Trevor Bauer, at face value, and just take what he has said and what his side has kind of put forth, right? Like, I could understand how if you just only listen to what the Trevor Bauer side is saying, I can understand how you could come to that conclusion of, hey, this guy just wants a second chance. Hey, look at the court case, it got thrown out. Look at the pictures. And so him and I had a conversation on Twitter. And so it started with him responding to a Jonathan Papelbon tweet. And I won't post the Jonathan Papelbon tweet because fuck Jonathan Papelbon, and this is a Yankee podcast, so fuck him, right? But Jonathan Papelbon, again, I tell people, think about the company you keep, but he is crying about Trevor Bauer not getting another chance, and so Trevor Bauer tweeted this, and so I will read this. Unfortunately, it's not about the money or unfair performance. It's what I'm told. It's about job security. People don't want to suggest that ownership losing their job. It doesn't work. Ownership doesn't want to do it because they think there will be some negative articles written that will cause harm to their franchise value. order to prove that I need the opportunity to play, and in order to get an opportunity to play, I need to prove it. Which is why I win this. Wah. That is Trevor, right? And so I just jumped on Twitter and I responded and I said very respectfully, "Hey, big dog, look, I agree with you. It is a 3-day story until one of the other three, 1, 2, 3, not one, not two. Like, well, what did LeBron and Dwayne Wade say? Not one, not two, but another three women, 3 whole grown ass women outside of all of those clips and everything that you were talking about. There are 3 whole grown ass women with live accusations against you, big dog. And so what happens? You sign with the New York Yankees. The Twitter universe explodes. Now you're right back in the news cycle. And then what happens? One of these reporters, the Shade Room, one of these outlets finds one of those accusers, and now they drag that story back up into the into the zeitgeist, into the common fucking view of everybody else, right? Right now it's swept under the rug, right? But there are you got 3 other accusations on your jacket, dog. It's not just the one. The one, she was lying, get her out of here. She's nasty. She should go to jail. I agree. But there's 3 other grown-ass women that you are not addressing. You are not speaking about. Your team is not speaking about the fact that, hey, there are 3 other accusations on me. How can you ask for a second chance when you still got accusations? You still got accusations. You asking for a second chance. Hey, big dog, clear your jacket. That's all I was saying. And so what happens? It comes back into the news cycle, and then it's back to square one in the middle of the season. So picture the Yankees. We sign him. He's off to a great start. He's 3-0, 1.85. Him and Cole are best buddies. And then Dateline, 2020. One of these fucking big shows, a bombshell drops. Trevor Bauer did XYZ, My Night with Trevor Bauer. And now you get suspended again. And then what? And at that point, it's not about the money because, right, there's no financial risk. Sure, whatever. But if I'm trying to win a championship, I'm not going down that road. And that is the biggest hang-up. And for some reason, he and his team refused to acknowledge that. And so he responded. He clapped back, and we're going to play his clap back here. He says, of course, with how extensively they've been investigated and how desperately the media has tried to make them a thing, if anything were to come of any allegation against me. So he's not denying that he's got open cases on his jacket. He's just saying, hey, if anything was going to happen, it would have already happened. Unless somebody's waiting for you to make big news, for you to come into a new bag. You come into a new bag, and then now all of a sudden, we know how these things work, right? And so he's saying they're all fraudulent. I know. 4 people all with the same story, every single one's lying. I know. Juan just told us, hey, Juan, you just told me that the woman slept with 3 or 4 other Padres, not just him. Yeah, he's the only one that she's accusing. But
the problem is because of the shit he likes to do in bed. They all like to do the shit in bed. Like, that's the shit. He likes the freaky shit. He likes to choke and hit. Like, if you consent to that, then that's you can't. But you can't consent when you're unconscious. That's the only part. But if you know, when with that same girl, she was like, "Oh yeah, I want you to choke me out again. I liked it," and went back the next day and then she blacked out again. And like, so it's like that's the problem. Is like, you're there. I don't condone any of that domestic violence, against men and women or whatever. I don't condone any of that. But when you get into it knowingly, and that's how your relationship is, and you get excited from it, and like that's what you want, you get off on it, then that's your relationship. and like that's y'all sex life. If that's what y'all into, that kinky ass shit with tying up and all that 50 Shades of Grey stuff. If y'all into that, then that's cool. And I feel like that's what he's into. And they just trying to get the bag because of the public opinion and how it looks bad. Like it looks bad that he hits on a girl because he gets off on it or she gets off on it. Like that's what the problem is. But I feel like there's no story. Like they're just gonna make something into nothing. Nothing into something.
But again, so this has been thoroughly, and he has said this has been extensively investigated, right? Extensively investigated. The media tries to make it a thing, and Major League Baseball has done their due diligence. Every single team has done their due diligence. He got hit with the longest suspension. They didn't throw his suspension away. They reduced it from 300 or whatever, but they didn't throw it away. They didn't say we were wrong to suspend you. They said no, what you did deserved 190 plus games.
Deserve fucking zero, man.
Now you can come back.
That shit didn't deserve anything. That's some bullshit.
Four sexual assault allegations, I think, deserves for you to sit your hot ass down. And let's say that every single woman was lying. Let's say that every single woman is a liar and they all are coming after the bag, right? Which is not out of the realm of possibility, right? We know people do crazy things for the bag. I would say, live your life in a way, live your life in a better way, in a way that, 4 people aren't going to accuse you of sexual assault to get a bag, right? Like, I mean, you have to be a pretty sick piece of a pretty sick individual to live your life in a way where that could even be thrown your way multiple times. To be accused of that once would mortify me.
Bro, Deshaun Watson is playing in the NFL. Deshaun Watson, and he had 25 women accuse him of fucking of getting sexual massages, and he's fucking playing in the NFL, and he got a max contract, fully guaranteed, like the biggest guarantee contract in NFL history, and he had like over 20 women. This guy had 3 girls or 4 girls that he had consensual rough sex with, and they got little scratches and bruises, and then he got the biggest suspension in like the Black Sox. Like, how the fuck he got suspended and lost over $50 million because of that? And now he's blacklisted from the league.
But the fact that he's blackballed from the league should tell you something. Like, don't you think they know a little bit more than we know? Because
they would have aired it out.
Why would the San Diego Padres, who sent a private investigator to look into Trevor Bauer to see if they could sign him, found, oh shit, wow, oh, you know what, this hasn't dropped yet, but this is nasty. Oh, these pictures are nasty, right? And I'm gonna stay away from it. But they're not gonna leak that information.
It's the public perception
of people with public perception that it's the fact that he's got 3 open accusations on his jacket. Everybody wants to throw Domingo Germán. The Domingo Germán thing, that was a single victim. The Aroldis Chapman, that was the single victim. Both of those gentlemen, who the Yankees gave second chances to, they did not have multiple accusers that hadn't been adjudicated. Now, if you tell me all 4 of these cases get thrown out, get dropped, and he looks great, then fine, give him the minor league deal. But while there are active accusations on his jacket that could blow up at any time, I'm staying away. And I think that's why everybody else is. And it's not because there's some woke liberal conspiracy, and everybody's pussy. I think it's because people know that he's into some nasty shit, and whatever nasty shit he's into, I'm cool on.
All right. The problem is that if he pays off anybody, he looks guilty. So that's why he went that route where he didn't pay nobody, because he knows that he didn't do nothing wrong.
I will say this, and let me just say, and before I throw it to Adi, let me just say in closing, the way he has handled and defended himself in terms of not paying anybody off, not settling, refusing to admit guilt, and taking people to trial and saying, hey, I'm going to fight you tooth and nail, and I don't care how much money it costs. If I were wrongfully accused, that's what I would do, and that's what I would expect any innocent man to do. And he has done that, and he has been consistent in that. So I do want to be, I do want to be fair in my analysis. I still believe where there's smoke, there's fire, and 4 accusations is kind of crazy. But I will say that the way he has handled himself in terms of how he's gone about defending his name and refusing to settle and all of this other stuff. We killed Diddy for settling with Cassie, so quickly. We're like, oh, that's nasty. So I have to acknowledge that, the fact that he continues to take this stance. I at least respect that part of it. What do you think, Adi? Last word.
Yeah, man. Yo, I'm just trying to win a chip. Hey, I'm just trying to win a chip. And if all that off the field BS, if I hear you, Ed, there's 4 other women out there, but yo, if he can help us winning solves a lot of things, bro. If Trevor Bauer gets us to win, ain't no Yankee fan gonna be mad. If we get to go back on Broadway for a parade like we did the last one together and go to that wing spot, that crazy ass saloon we went to, hey,
I remember.
What you do behind your room, that's on you. You know what I mean?
Look,
Listen,
I agree.
That's my take.
We root for the laundry at the end of the day. And so look, none of us know exactly what is going on. But I thought it was important.
But I believe in the second chances, man.
So do I. And historically, the Yankees have been the franchise that have provided second chances. I know George Steinbrenner, rest in peace, the boss, that he was big on that, big on second chances, and so am I. I'm a big redemption guy. I'm a big, hey, if you make a mistake, you should not be defined by the worst decision that you make in your life. I'm a firm believer in that. But I believe that in order to get a second chance, you kind of gotta, have your house in order, and that's just one of my things. Like you can't. I don't know. My house can't be on fire, and I'm talking to you, trying to get another one. It's like, it's like put the fire out first, get your shit in order, and then we can talk about moving forward. So that's the
only one I ain't giving a second chance to is Juan DeFranco, bro. He's done.
That's a fact. That is nasty.
That would be like, that's why. See, the one thing I wouldn't want is like the Rays would be a good team for Bauer to sign if they didn't have the Franco thing hanging over their head. I feel like the Rays, because he's cheap, he's a great pitcher, he'll be on the low end deal, and that's in their budget, and it'll put them to contend very well. But I don't want him to come to the AL. Let him go back to the NL if he comes when he comes back. But
I feel so bad for the Rays, dude. I feel so bad for the Rays. They've hit their quota of sexual abusers on their roster. They can't afford to take another chance. Poor them. All right. So that's it. That's the Trevor Bauer story. Adi and Juan are on the yes side. I am on get your shit together before you can. But if you were fully innocent, fine. I rooted for worse people, I am sure. So there we go. That is the Trevor Bauer debate as you have it, but nobody has taken a chance on him as of yet, and so we'll see how that goes. All right, man. Last thing before we get out of here, I know we are a Yankee podcast, but we love baseball, and when one of the stars of the game is in the news, we got to cover it, and your man Anthony Rendon is wilding. And so here is his hold on, where did I have that thing there? But hold on, I think my
it's up.
I'm having some technical difficulties. No, it's up, but it's being blocked by our banner. So I'm going to take down our overlay really quickly. just so we can go ahead and read that. Read that down. So the first question was last year you said you would consider retiring. What's your mindset now? And so Rendon responds, my enthusiasm has been the same since I got drafted, to be honest with you. I was actually deleting old emails, my storage to my maximum in my email. That shit happen. Anthony, I'm not gonna hold you. That shit happened to me with my Gmail, and that shit is a bitch. I had to go and delete old ass emails. I feel you, dog. Get rid of the attachments and then you'll be good, and then you can get your emails back. Or you a millionaire? Just pay for the storage. Pay for the Google storage, bro. You signed what? Juan, what was this deal? 264 million. He could get the Google storage. He could get the Google storage, but he said he was going back and deleting old emails. He emailed himself pros and cons of why I wanted to stay in the game. This was in 2014. My thought process of the game has not changed since then. I keep making it this long. And so that was 10 years ago. And so the reporter says, damn, you were thinking about leaving 10 years ago. How does your list compare to 10 years ago? He says it's a lot different. I'm married. I've got 4 kids. I get it. I've got 3 myself. I'm married. We feel you. We feel you, big dog. My priorities have changed since I was in my early 20s. Yeah, who hasn't? So definitely my perspective on baseball has been more skewed. Is it still a top priority for you? And here, if you are an LA Angels fan, you're hot under the collar. It's never been a top priority for me. You pay me $38 million a year, but it's never been a top priority for me. This is a job. I'm just here so I don't get fined. I do this to make a living. My faith, my family come first before this job. Reasonable. But so if those things come before it, I'm leaving. And the reporter goes, well, is it even a priority? Oh, it's a priority for sure because it's my job. I'm here, aren't I? I'm just here so I don't get fined, Marshawn Lynch head ass. Do you want to be here is the question. I don't want to talk to you guys at 7 a.m. or whatever time it is. Do you want to be playing baseball for the Angels? I have answered the question, so why do you keep picking at it? He better thank his lucky stars that he is in Anaheim, because if he were in New York, Boston, Chicago, LA, any type of fucking, even in St. Louis where they don't boo you, you would be public enemy number 1 with the it's never been a top priority for me. Juan and I were talking about this offline. And I was like, I am just, I'm a middle management at, my company. And I would be mortified if the owner of my company, the CEO or the CFO, my boss, heard me say that my job is not a big priority to me. I would feel embarrassed. I would be worried that I was going to lose my job. The idea that this guy is making $38 million and this is not a top priority. How are you supposed to receive this if you're that fan base? I'll go to Juan. What?
First off, man, we were talking offline about this, but this is horrible, bro. He needs to retire now, and just get it out the way, because he can't. He's just there so he don't get fined and he could just get paid. Because in the last 4 years of the deal, he signed a 7-year, $245 million deal, which was at that time one of the toppest contracts out. So and then now he's only played 200 games out of 546 games that the Angels had. He only played 200. So that means he's been out more than he's been hurt every fucking year. He has 3 years left at 114 mil, $38 million a year. He's getting paid. He's the 4th highest hitter getting paid in 2024. The only other ones is going to be Ohtani, Judge, and Trout. That's it. He's getting paid more than Freeman and Mookie Betts. He's getting paid more per year next year than all those guys that are way better than him. And he's the top 8 overall. His contract is the 8th highest of all time. He's the 8th highest per year next year. Because then there's 3 other pitchers that get paid more. And my dude does not stay healthy. And even when he is healthy, he's fucking ass. It's not he catching the bug, but he was hitting. Bro, he's fucking since he's left the Nationals, and he joined the Angels in 2020, His freaking batting average in 2020 was 286. Then it went to 240, 229, 236. On top of that, he's never played more than 58 games with the Angels. Imagine you paying this guy $245 million, and he's never played more than 58 games for you in one season. Like, all right, we could talk shit about fucking Stanton. We could talk shit about Stanton, but like when he's healthy, he fucking produces numbers. Like he hasn't lived up to his contract, but bro, this guy is just awful. And if you're not with it, like he tried to come up with that comment, like I'm gonna put a basketball reference, Jokic. Like we know that Jokic doesn't love basketball. He's just great at it. He loves he's fucking European. He loves the horse jockey shit. He loves all that other stuff. And basketball is like his hobby, but he's just nice. He's one of the best players. And he's like, yeah, like I don't even want to go. We just won the world. We won the chip. Damn, I don't want to go to this parade. Like I want to go back to see my horses. Like he just like this is like a hobby to him. He tried to go on that route, but at least Jokic is nice. He's one of the top 5 players. You know, he can go down as a Hall of Famer, bro. You ass. Like, you signed this big-ass deal, and you haven't lived up to it. You robbing the Angels, and then you would think that with like the Angels having Rendon, Trout, Ohtani, that you got 2 of the best players in their primes, and your ass couldn't, like, get enough, like, confidence or willpower to, like, stay healthy and make a playoff run or something. Like you were just, yeah, I'm just here. Let me get my check. I'm going home. I'm hurt. He worse than Jacoby Ellsbury. Like, damn, like this is I be thinking of all these names that are so bad, and it's like you worse than Ellsbury, than Gallo. Like, who's it? Chris Davis. Like you worse than Chris Davis, who was like one of the worst contracts of all time. This is gonna go down as like highway robbery for him. He killed it with the Nationals. Once he won with the Angels, he's like, I got my bread. I'm good. Like they need to find him and tell him to give the money back to the Angels. That's how bad it is. I don't know, man. That shit gets me tight because for someone that I love baseball and I wish I had the talent, you know, of someone like of his caliber and you would love to play, like you just wasting the God-given talent that was given to you. You know, you work so hard, I guess, your early years, and now you ready to retire, then call it quits and give a shot to someone in the minors that could take your spot and that wants it, that would die for this fucking sport. I need a drink.
That's work.
Yeah, man. I mean, yo, you had me at. I emailed myself a pros and cons, right? Like
10 years ago.
10 years ago, you emailed yourself. I don't ever think I ever emailed myself. What? And yeah, man. To Juan's point, like, yo, you just an embarrassment to the sport, bro. All the issues that we have with the minor leagues and like those dudes, you know, not really getting paid and like that trying to be a better thing, and you know, all the dudes internationally that go do crazy stuff just to get a shot in the major leagues, and you just gonna shit the bed like that. I mean, wasn't it earlier this year too? He had that comment about like, yeah, the season should be shortened. Motherfucker, yeah. You haven't played the season. You haven't played a season. You played 50.
Your season's bad short, King.
What shorter do you want, bro? What, you want a weekend tournament, bro? This ain't fucking little league travel ball, bro. Come on, man. And it's just sad, bro. It's that shouldn't be in the game, and it's sad when you have people that are thirsty to get that second chance again. And not just talking about Bowers, but like Yasiel Puig. You know what I mean? There's other dudes that are like, yo, give me that shot again, and I will show you because I love this game. Nah, this dude's chilling. He's like, yeah, this ain't any priority. I'm here so I don't get fined. Why are you talking to me? I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, so it's just ugly, bro, especially for like a team like the Angels. Luckily, they're in the West and they don't get that burn. I mean, the Ohtani thing was a big thing, but it's like a slap to the face to Trout, who signed and has been loyal to the Angels. And this is the shit he got to put up. It's not even that his team is ass, but it's, bro, they got a shit at third base. Like, yo, we thought we were bad with Donaldson. Bro, this dude is highway robbery is the only way to say it. It's crazy. Yeah, we owe Donaldson $25 million, but so what? This dude's getting paid but not even attempting to play.
But part of that is I got to put that on Trout, right? Like the fact that there is a culture in that organization that he even feels comfortable to say this shit publicly. Like the captain, Mike Trout, gonna read this. His teammates are gonna read this. The owners, his employers are reading this, right? And so the fact that he feels comfortable enough, like, speaks to the culture in that organization, the leadership or lack thereof, right? And the fact that, hey, maybe, winning isn't the Trout even said, hey, don't trade me. I'm chilling. I don't want to be out of here. If I'm Mike Trout, I'm hot. I'm going in his mouth tomorrow. The second I see that, I'm going in his jaw. I'm going in his jaw. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't want to be here. Get out. Get out. As the captain of the team, anybody that don't want to be here and fight for what we fighting for, get out of this locker room. Because that shit read bad, bro. And look, I'm a father. You're a father. Juan, you got family. Like, we get it, right? Like, we hear, we scream about this thing for an hour and a half, but we all know that when we log off here, there are things so much more important than this. However, this is what makes nobody would ever give a fuck about Anthony Rendon if he wasn't at one point good at baseball. And so for him to just betray, as Juan said, his talents, when there are so many people knocking on the door, fighting, scratching and clawing, riding the Greyhound bus across, in the minor leagues across the country, just hoping to get a shot at the bigs. And this dude is like, I don't know if I want to play. You know what? I guess I'll collect my $38 million. That's crazy. Hey, you know what? If he was feeling like that 10 years ago, then if he was feeling like that 10 years ago, then he has some nerve signing an 8-year deal or whatever. Then, hey, you know what? Take the Trevor Bauer route, like he said before. Hey, you know what? I want to make as much money in that shot. I don't know how long I want to play. Hey, I'll sign a 1-year deal for $40 million, $50 million, whatever. But I'll sign 1-year deals each year. But this is just highway robbery. It's nasty work. It is nasty work. And like I said, if this was New York, we give guys like, Stanton a hard time. But I've never gotten the indication that Stanton does not want to be here, does not want to do this.
100%.
So, that is just like, that would be just a different level of booing, right? Like, I don't even know if booing even matters at that point. Like you just have to turn your back to him when he takes the plate, right? Because he don't care. So if you don't care, I don't care. Like, that was man. If I was an Angels fan, I'd be hot. I'd be hot under the collar. All right. Well,
man, that was sick.
All right, gentlemen, I think we did it here. Is there anything else either of you would like to get off of your mind, your heart, your soul, your spirit? Anything you want to tell the good people? No?
I'm good, man. Well, yo, Luis, he'll look good. He's looking good, bro. I got this eye on him. That was your dude. One of your major keys, and so we are gonna take a look. But I definitely want to see him. At some point in this long season, he's gonna get a nice little look here. He's gonna have to make a couple starts, and so we'll see what he can do. But all right, man,
I got one thing next week. Next week we gotta talk about these fucking jerseys, man. Fucking Nike jerseys.
We gotta talk about let's talk about it quick, because people
Juan, I'm so happy I bought my Soto jersey before this joint.
I was thinking about that shit, man. I was like, man.
I was like, Adi got the logo over the patch. Like, I don't know what the fuck he's doing, man.
These jerseys are so trash, man. They look like they're t-shirts. Like, their fucking names are so fucking small. But they trying to charge $300 for a freaking authentic jersey, and they looking like replicas. The replicas look like T-shirts, and it's just like they're like, oh yeah, when you got players complaining about it and posting photos, then you know it's a problem.
The players were like, this shit was pressed on. Like, they didn't even sew my shit on. Like, they just they heat pressed my shit. Like they went downstairs to my basement, took my heat press, went pop, pop, lit teach type style. I was like, oh, that's nasty work. Like, for the players, you got to sew their shit on.
And then
Bro,
man
they
feels
got
like,
that
oh
shit from
yeah,
Kumo.
but they like it. It's comfortable, all this shit. But yeah, it's comfortable for them. But we want to buy the shit. I ain't buying none of that shit. That shit looks trash. I don't like the Yankee jerseys to begin with because of the back when it's hanging out is like, yeah, that skirt shit. I don't like that. But like all the other ones, you want to buy players' jerseys that you like and you're fans of. I'm not trying to buy none of that. And then spending $150, $200 on a jersey, $300 for what? To wear that thing when I feel like if I dry clean it, it's gonna freaking melt. Like that's how bad it is. I'm like shit.
Yo.
And then to see how bad it is like it's horrible. Nike got some of the best products, but yet they're acting like they're I don't even know what brand. It's like Walmart brand is better than that.
And Nike, piece it up with
man, it's
Kanye.
pretty bad.
Piece it up with Kanye. Let's get some drip for the MLB because this is nasty.
Yo, how much you think I get for my jersey though?
What size was it? I might buy it for
the before fucking Nike shit. That is nasty. But and you know what? Since they're doing it, Yankees now are one of only 2 teams without a City Connect jersey. So that is that still continues to be trash.
Who's the other team?
The Athletics. No, it's Oakland. It's Oakland Athletics, bro. We're in the same conversation as the
and they're not even gonna be in Oakland. We don't even know where they're gonna be because what they were like, Vegas don't want them.
Vegas don't want them. Vegas said, y'all should find a deal in Oakland. We don't want you.
Yo, Manfred and Manfred was like, they already got a team.
Yo, that's wild, man. It's wild.
Nasty work. So so we know why they don't have a City Connect jersey. They ain't got a city, but we got a city. So we should connect with our roots. But whatever. I mean the new Nike jerseys look nasty, and luckily for the Yankees, I feel like our new jerseys don't look bad because we don't put the name on them, so you really can't tell. It's just the logo. It's just a logo displacement where it's like, why is that logo so fucking low on the jersey? But I feel like it actually exacerbates it, right? Because like, damn, I was like, what the fuck? But other than that, luckily, the Yankee jerseys don't look too bad. So I like the road change that they made, by taking out the white trim. I love that. I like
the Great Britain jerseys.
The Great Britain. Man. I like that, man. That's hate. That's hate, man. That's the same font, bro. That's not that's the Yankee font. And they just took out the white the white border. That's all they did. They went old school with it. So I like it.
Let's see how it looks.
Nike, piece it up with Kanye. Go get some drip because this shit is nasty out here, man. And you know what? Major League Baseball is working so hard in revitalizing the sport and making it appealing to the younger folks. The last thing they need is Nike fucking up the drip. That's the last thing they need. So you know what? This year, all right. Hopefully next year they'll get it right because it's nasty work.
They got time to fix it. They got time to fix it this year.
That's true. Hey, you know what? Hey, second production run. Yo, big dog, just move the logo up a little bit. That's it. Just move the logo up. Just move it up. That's it. That is it. And for the authentic shit that you charge $350 for, sew it onto the jersey. Don't heat press it. For the replica, the shit that I buy, the $100 one, you can heat press it. It's cool. It's good. I know how to wash it.
Nah, I don't want heat press. Don't heat press it. I don't want heat press. I still want that shit sewn, bro.
That for the $300 one, you get it sewn. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, but bro, the one that I got a Judge one, and my shit is not heat pressed.
It's sewn.
And it was $100.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought that was the difference.
Nah, but it's more like the jersey quality is a little thicker, and then the back looks like the skirt. Like that's the biggest difference. But the Judge one I got, that's why I brought that one, the replica one, and it's not sewn up.
I thought it was sewn on, but then he pressed like
this joint is sewed on, bro. This joint is sewed on. Just flexing on y'all. Yo, that joint is so on, bro.
Oh, that is sewn on. That is sewn on. That is sewn on. That is sewn on. That is all right. All right. All right. So
But it's
there
no
we go.
name.
But I don't know.
They give me the crest too, bro.
Adi got the sewn on shit. The players getting the heat press. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy.
Yo, Soto, come see me, bro. I got you.
I got your jersey. I got your jersey. Oh,
And
man.
you know I gotta shoot him, so it's perfect fit.
Ooh, yeah. Show off the guns. Show off the guns.
Show off the
Show
guns,
off
bro.
the arms. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. This has been episode 2 of Ether from the Bleachers. Juan, Adi, Eddie Knapp. We are coming to you every week through the Yankee season. And who knows, we'll even talk some other shit as we progress. So once again, Ether from the Bleachers. Make sure you give us a like, comment, subscribe, share. Don't make that rare. We want to see you here. Best pod you never heard of. You heard? Ether from the Bleachers. We out.